Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Today I have some dear friends of mine. They are from InstaBurst Photos, and welcome Adam and Heather Knauf to the show. They are a husband and wife team behind InstaBurst Photos, a Middle Tennessee-based photo booth company bringing vintage charm and modern fun to weddings, corporate events, festivals, and more. Heather is a proud Middle Tennessee native, and Adam is a Michigander with a star tattoo on his hand to prove it. The two, that's amazing. uh, the two met online in August 2017, quickly fell in love, and by August 2018 were married. While planning their own wedding, Heather dreamed of having a photo booth, a spark that grew into InstaBurst Photos, now a fast growing business creating unforgettable experiences. And when they're not capturing memories, you'll find Adam tending to his bees and Heather in her garden. So, welcome to the show, you guys.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm so excited to chat with you. We had randomly met. I was at a festival and you guys had a photo booth there, and I took photos with my mom in your photo booth, and the rest is history.
That's right. I
So
remember that.
I love it. It's so good. So we said a little bit about it in your bio, but let's dive a little deeper and tell us more about how you started InstaBurst Photos.
Well, um, as you mentioned, I wanted a photo booth for our wedding, and we ended up getting married in 90 days, um, just because I didn't want the thought of planning a wedding. So it was very quick, and the photo booths that I was looking at really didn't fit my style. So Adam, being a woodworker, he built us a wooden frame that we hung from the venue, and we bought little props, and we had a hashtag walking off with my love. Is that
Yeah,
right?
walking off with my love.
That's
Yes.
so cute.
Um, so we had our guests just tag us and everything, and we had a blast. And I just kept thinking about that moment after we got married, and Adam was like, what do you want to do? And I was like, I think we should start a photo booth business. And I said, but I don't want a traditional one. I want something different. I want something unique. And so I told him about a camper because I had done some research in other states and um, saw some cute campers. And I was like, why can't we do that here? And so took us several months, and we ended up finding a camper just 30 minutes down the road and laid eyes on her for the first time, and that was it. That that started the whole realization of we're actually going to start a photo booth business.
Wow. That is incredible. So, because you loved planning that portion of your wedding, you were like, "Hey, we want to go for it." And then just looking at listings online and finding a camper, and you were like, "Okay, it's going to be different than everybody else's. Ours is going to be a camper photo booth, which is so cool and adds so much fun and personality into a wedding, which is really fun. And we can definitely dive deeper into that. But so you found the camper,
Mhm.
and then so I know you have names for these two. So tell us the name, and then also tell us about your second one that you found.
Okay, so Georgia is our original. She is our pink and white Shasta camper, um, and she's absolutely pink and girly and everything that I would have ever dreamed of. And at the end of 2020, Adam had come to me and he's like, I really think we need to expand. I really think we need something different. And I was like, okay. And he's like, I think we should look at converting a VW bus. And I was like, okay.
I pushed that so hard. I was like, we have to do it. I feel like the next advancement for InstaBurst Photos is a VW bus, and also because I kind of wanted one. So it was kind of like a, hey, let's do this. And then also because I want one. So yeah.
It took him about 6 months to finally convince me. And I think I had a soft point in December where I said, fine, if you find one and it's a reasonable cost and it works, we'll talk about it.
It
Well,
almost didn't work the first day we got it. It actually caught fire. I had
No
it in the
way.
driveway. It was dusk. So she came home from her job back then, and I was just excited to go. I wanted to show it to her. I wanted to drive, so I get in the car. I turn on the headlamps, and we just go down to the park right by our house. And all of a sudden, there's something smoking, and this
No, there's
fire.
orange flames coming.
Okay. And it was coming out of
No.
the dashboard. Well, I knew the engine's in the back, so I wasn't super concerned about it blowing up.
Oh
But she
my
had the door
gosh.
open. She was ready to go out of this thing and
I was going to
sell it.
stop, drop, and roll. I had learned it, and I was going to utilize it.
And so the best part was I turned around at the park once we assessed the situation, and I realized it was the lights were just old and the wiring just had frayed. So it was not a big deal, thankfully. And I turn around and this guy yells in the park, "Hey, is that bus for sale?" And I thought for 2 seconds, she's like, "Yup, come and get it." And she screamed out the window. She's like, "No, this is our business, but thank you." And then we just drove home.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
gosh, that is so
February of
scary.
2021 was an exciting month. We officially got Jasper. He was a vintage radio bus out of Indiana,
Illinois.
Illinois.
Yep, Southern Illinois.
He was an oldies radio station bus, so he had all the radio stickers. He was cream with these giant red stickers everywhere, and I thought, oh my goodness, what a mess. We were both working both full time, and so it took Adam 6 months of fully restoring the bus in order for us to debut it at Pilgrimage, because we had gotten an invitation to be at Pilgrimage, but because Georgia was already booked, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to turn this down. And Adam's like, this is motivation. We have to get it done. It's got to be ready to go by September. And there were lots of ups and downs. Lots of ups and downs. I learned that I cannot do upholstery recovering of any kind. That is not my strong suit. So we did end up paying someone to do that for us, because I was like, that's not.
It's actually really hard. We both tried it as hard as we could, and it was not possible. And so we had to take it in.
Wow.
That was like the only main thing that we had to do, is we wanted the seats to look uniform. Excuse me. And the ceiling had to be kind of redone. And so those were the two big things that needed work, that I couldn't do. And then also we have a VW mechanic that took care of us as well, to make sure that it was fully drivable, because we do drive this everywhere. It's not something that we just load up on the trailer. Like, we like to drive it, like to show it off. We want it to be that nostalgic feel from the 70s all the way up till now, to bring that into full light. And I think that's kind of cool when you're driving around town and people are waving, and or they're doing this, or like the peace sign.
Honking.
It's
Yes.
honking at you. It's an attention getter for sure.
Oh yeah, that is so fun. Wow. So you expanded to a third then, because you got double booked and you were like, we have to do Pilgrimage. I feel like your company and Pilgrimage are just like two peas in a pod. Like, Pilgrimage would not be Pilgrimage Festival here in Nashville. Well, it's in Franklin, like, without your VW bus. And so I think it's so cool that every year people are able to go in and take photos in it. And I went one year with my kids and took photos in it, which I don't know if I ever told you this, but I almost fainted right after I did
Oh
that.
no.
And I was like by myself with my kids at the festival, and I had to like tell my kids, I was like, go run to the Dunkin' Donuts because I don't feel good. And then the golf cart had to come over and get me and like bring me to the like little
No
medic
way.
tent.
Oh my
Oh,
God,
it
no.
was so crazy. Yeah, I was like, oh, all right, this is wild.
Oh wow.
Jeez.
I know. It wasn't even that hot that day either. I don't know how that even happened to me. I was like, me and festivals just might not mix anymore. Oh, but mad respect to you guys. I mean, having to work outside in the sun and whatever weather elements that come your way at the weddings you do, at the festivals you do. I mean, it's awesome. But like, I'm sure so many, like, no matter the weather, if people see a VW bus outside, they're going to want to go to it and take their photo in it. So it's really cool
Yep.
what you guys do. I love it. All right. So, what kinds of backdrops and props or photo styles do you guys offer to your couples? Like, I know you have, the buses and everything, but you also have the standalone photo booths as well. So, maybe dive a little bit more into that.
We do. We have an open air booth, which is your standard backdrop that we can set up indoors. And a lot of couples like that option just because we are inside in the reception space, and it has lights, and all the props are on a 6 foot table, and we have a little bit of everything as far as props and decor. Um, I like to buy really nice props that are a thick PVC. All of them are double sided. So what you think is just 6 props is actually 12 props, and so on. We also have some fun headbands. We have featherless boas. We have glasses. We have 3D printed mustaches and glasses. And I don't even know what all we have. I mean,
We literally have an entire bedroom of shelves like galore of just props. If I had to count, I think we're probably up to 500 individual pieces at
um,
least, or
probably.
more, of just
Whoa.
prop signs of
Yeah.
different types of years, fiestas, whatever you name it, we have it. So it's continually growing,
Yes.
always, because you never know
That's
what we're going to get
cool.
booked for. So you got to be prepared for it. And if we're not, then we'll go shopping.
Yeah, yeah, that's the fun part. And then I tell him, I'm like, "Oh, I found these props and I really like these." And he's like, "Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Do we have containers for those?" And I'm like, "No, I just got to go to the store and buy more containers. It's fine."
That is so
Um,
good.
but I really try to cater to each person's style. Um, I really try to like get a feel for what they want. So one thing that I did just randomly, we had this metal bucket from it's a drink holder basically from the glass jars that we used at our wedding. And I was like, well, this is kind of silly just sitting here. Let me make a cooler out of this. And so I set it up to where basically my beer props go into the cooler, and I have faux ice cubes. And
Oh my
inevitably,
gosh.
whenever I bring that, like we have I think there's a rum and there's a whiskey, like
Hmm.
giant bottle that I stick in there, and guests always think it's the funniest thing. There's beer mugs and pints and different things like that I put in there, and even the kids go after it. So I just tell the kids it's orange juice.
Well, they actually use
Right.
the ice cubes as props.
They
They'll
do. They
literally
like
take
to
them
show
out
off the
and they'll
ice
just
cubes.
That's hilarious.
So, I mean, I try to be diverse, with everything. And here's the thing: we do so many weddings, right, throughout the year, and I get tired of seeing the same wedding props being used. So when somebody releases something new in a wedding prop, I'm gonna get it because it's like, oh, that's new. I haven't used that one, or I really like that one. So I do have a prop addiction. It might be a problem.
That's amazing. I mean, but then you also have to be like, okay, I need to save all these because somebody else is going to ask for this one day. And if I get rid of it now, then I'm just going to have to rebuy it. And so
Exactly.
I totally
Exactly.
get that. How it just keeps
yeah.
growing and growing and building and
But you know what?
building.
And what's funny too is we just recently Heather had this idea. She just started. I think we bought like a slew of happy birthday props, and it's inevitable. Every time we'll do a wedding, there's always somebody's birthday that day.
Mhm.
She's like, "I'll just bring this," and then they're like, "Oh, it's my birthday," and then we'll just slip this out of nowhere, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is awesome!" And they just light up. It's like their favorite thing.
That's
Yeah, I've learned
perfect.
for any festivals or any events that we do, I typically now bring the happy birthday and the happy anniversary prop with me. Inevitably, it's somebody's birthday or it's somebody's wedding anniversary. So um, that's pretty huge.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that's like such a fun surprise too for the people who are coming into the photo booth because it's something that they just like weren't expecting because they're like either celebrating someone else's wedding or celebrating, this event. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, but it's for me. Like that's what makes like what you guys do like so personal too. And it like has such a heart behind like what you do as a business, and it really just like brings it to life, which I think is so cool. So for couples who are planning their weddings, like how does a photo booth like truly enhance like a guest's experience at the wedding?
Well, honestly, I think one of the things is think about while the bride and groom are taking like photos after their ceremony. The cocktail hour isn't necessarily for everybody. Not everybody drinks, maybe there's not necessarily games at that event, or maybe the games are busy, right? So having a photo booth is kind of one of those opportunities. It's kind of like a multi-point opportunity if you think about it. It's fun. You're able to be with people you might not know and be able to take photos with them, just having like a nostalgic fun time. And then, at the end of the day, you're also getting a memento to take with you, like a printout. I think that's kind of part of it. Would you say there's anything else that you would add to that, or I think those are kind of like that's like the main thing I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a wedding favor for the guest, right? Um, we've we've done events and weddings where say it's a singles table, right? And there's 8 to 10 people at that table, and they're like, nobody knows each other. They're all sitting at the singles table, and everybody gets, a few drinks in them, and they're like, let's go take a table photo. And so they just have fun with it. It's strangers who don't know each other, who've never met before, literally are taking photos together. And then the bride and groom see it the next day, or if they have their photo guest book, they can look at it whenever. And they say, oh my gosh, I can't believe so and so, took a photo together. How funny. It's fun to see the people just interact and just have a good time with each other.
Yeah, that's so true. Like being able to see the photos as the bride and groom, like after the fact, like, because their eyes aren't on the photo booth all night. They're like dancing or mingling with people or eating or whatever. And so, like, to be able to have that as a memento just for the couple as well to see and be like, oh my gosh, they took a photo together and they did. And like, look how silly this one is. And like, so I think that's just like such a cool addition to a wedding as well, which is awesome. And yeah, like you said, mementos. I actually have, I think these are, yeah, this is from you guys.
Yeah,
I keep these at my
Yeah.
desk.
that was
So
from
look, your
earlier
little
this
logos
year.
on here. This is me and my friend Kathy at an event that we did. And yeah, they're always just like floating around here in my office. And it just like makes me smile every time I run across one from the photo booth, which is really cool. And I'm not even a bride and I still enjoy a good photo booth photo.
That's
So,
right.
yeah, it's so good. So, what are some other creative ways that you've seen couples incorporate the photo booth into their wedding? I know you said like with the props, like you have like every theme you can think of, but is there anything else that you've seen done that is really cool?
So for our open air booth, for instance, we've done a few at certain venues where the brides really make it more of like a lounge experience where they have like sofas nearby and chairs, and they really want to incorporate um, kind of a lounge feel, which is really, really cool to go with their decor. I don't think I mentioned this earlier, but we have over 20 backdrops for the open air booth. And so I can pretty much get you any vibe, any experience, any style that you want it to look like. And so having that lounge kind of set up near the photo booth is so fun because everybody kind of, again, they kind of just gather and they laugh and they just have fun at the booth, and then they want to do it again. And, somebody's sitting on the sofa and they're like, come over here, let's, pop in and do that. So that's huge for us. Um, a lot of the times when a couple wants one of our VW bus Jasper, or they want Georgia or Camper, um, they already have a reason behind. They already know why they want that. One couple approached us and booked us for Jasper, and he said, "I really want your VW bus at my wedding because my grandfather was a VW mechanic." And I was like,
Cool.
amazing. And his grandfather's no longer with him. And so the whole wedding, the whole night, everybody kept saying, this is in memory of him. And we're so happy. Thank you for being here. And like, thank you for like bringing back this nostalgia for us. And it was really a cool wedding. Um, and again, for some of the brides, it's pink. It's, Georgia's very pink and girly, and it has a disco vibe and the faux fur stools and the rug, and it's very feminine, right? And it's what, I don't know, I feel like most girls want. I mean, if
Totally.
I would have had Georgia as my option, I wouldn't he wouldn't have even had a choice. It would have been there.
Yeah, totally.
That's a good
Oh,
way to
I
put it,
know.
though. I really like Georgia. I think it's really cool.
Yeah,
I
I think
know.
I think the outside appearance is very feminine, but
Yeah, it's very like nature inside. It's very green,
yeah.
and it makes you feel like you're kind of camping, right? Because we have the original stove in there, and it kind of has that vibe when you walk in of, oh, cool, I'm camping. Let's take photos, So it's really cool. That's probably the biggest thing why we try very hard to, going back to Jasper with driving the bus, like we want the camper and we want the bus, the VW bus, to have that feel of going back in time. And it brings back the memories of people who use it to have that story. And like, oh, I remember when my dad had one of these, or I used to have one of these. We do get that quite regularly. Almost every event, I think we do. We at least get 2 to 3 people, I think. So
Yeah.
but to answer your other question, another thing that we do a lot is our audio guest books. That's another thing that we also offer. That's kind of
So
been
cool.
a nice thing that's been kind of added. I wish that that was something that was also available when Heather and I got married. Uh, for instance, like my grandparents are no longer with us, and I have a voicemail from my grandmother, like months before she passed away, that I still have, that I treasure dearly to me. And having those audio guest books, I think, is such a great opportunity for those couples to be able to capture audio of somebody.
Mhm.
Like pictures are worth 1,000 words, right? But what is that meaning to you for vocal now? And I think like that is just such a bigger aspect of life and how we live with FaceTime and we text a lot, but it's like you don't hear that person's voice as much anymore, and you're, man, I really miss this moment. So the audio guest books for us are such a cool vibe. Uh, that's probably one thing that we've seen the last few years that have trended really well. But yeah,
That's
I
cool.
think
So
I
you,
heard I don't know if this is a real quote or not, but some I heard that a person's voice is the first thing you lose as far as your memory,
wow, no
right? And
way.
so I was like, my gosh, that makes it even more special because I mean, I couldn't imagine losing someone and that be the first thing that you forget their voice. And so
mhm,
even if it's silly, even if it's like I'm 5 beers in, it's something that's a memory for that couple to have. And it may seem silly at the moment, but 5, 10, 20 years down the line, that that may bring the biggest joy and the biggest smile to them because they still can remember that person's voice.
mhm.
Yeah, that is so special. So do you have vintage phones that you like
We do,
say the
yeah.
message in? Okay,
So
cool.
we
Yeah.
actually, very similar to how we do with our photos, where at the end of the event, we upload all of our pictures to our website that can be password protected or uh, open to the public, however you'd like. But then we also have with the audio, it's the same way. So when they're recording on the phone at the end of the event, it's a different website that we have that captures all of that audio. And I usually will go through, I'll clean it all up. So if there's any background noise from like DJ music or people yelling or something, I can clean it up a bit. And a lot of times too, I'll label it. So I have to like listen to every single message, and then most of them are hilarious. And then I'll just label them to kind of help the couple out as well. And then that way they have that keepsake, so we can send that over to them digitally as well, and they can kind of do with it whatever they like.
Yeah. It's
That's really cool.
it's kind of like an old rotary phone,
Mhm.
and
Oh,
we have
fun.
We have
three
three.
three
Yeah.
colors. Yeah, matte black, robin's egg blue, and sunshine yellow.
Ooh, I
And
love that.
yeah, it's really fun. And I mean, I'll listen to some of the recordings because he's playing them and trying to label them, and he'll put on there like Chinese number 5 or something because they were ordering takeout or whatever. I mean, it's hilarious to listen to some of the messages, but again, I think it's a great memory for the couple to have, for anybody to have, really.
Mhm,
I mean, even for graduation parties, I think it would be fun. So,
mhm,
Yeah, that's a great idea for graduation parties too. I love that. That is so cool and such like a really unique thing to do. And it also pairs so well with what you do already with the vintage photo booths because it's like vintage phones, vintage photo booths, like
mhm,
VW buses, like it all kind of goes together and it like really attracts that couple who is into like vintage and 70s and things like that and colorful things. And so I love that. I think that's so cool. Great addition to what you're already offering. How do you make sure that guests will use the photo booth during a wedding? Because I feel like sometimes at weddings, photo booths can be like tucked into a corner or like in the lobby and things like that. So, is there a way that couples can ensure that guests know where it is and that they're going there to take the photos?
100%. It starts off with the coordinator, having that good communication with the coordinator, making sure that we are in a visible spot, and also the fact that we stay with the booth. Sometimes photo booths can just be a drop off, and then the guests have to try to figure it out. There's no confusion. We walk each and every guest through the process of our photo booth. Um, so working with the coordinator, making sure that we're in a visible spot, also introducing ourselves to the DJs and letting them know, hey, we're sitting up over here. We have their guest book or we have their audio guest book. Like, have them come over, make some announcements. Several times we sometimes do last call. If I know that they're kind of distracted because the DJ's playing some really good hits, and it's like, I just want to make sure everybody gets their opportunity. Can you do a last call? And he's like, yep, I got it. And I think that's a fun way to make sure that everybody is aware that we are there. And I think too, because we do prints, I think they go around to their table and show off their prints to each guest, and they compare, and that's really fun. And I think that really kind of gets the word out too. But definitely working with the coordinators and making sure that they know our hours when we're there. They put us on the timeline, working with the DJ, and we're
mhm.
always there. We're always taking care of the guest.
Yeah, I think that's really good to make sure you're establishing that relationship with the DJ, that he's making regular announcements about it. And yeah, knowing having the coordinator too, where, you know, they see people, they can pull them aside or just like kind of go up to groups and be like, hey, have you done the photo booth yet? And I also think that's really good to have the printouts, which is so cool because I feel like even some standalone photo booths now don't even have printouts anymore. They just get sent to your phone, which is a great feature. But I do just love a classic printout. I think those are just so fun. And it's like, even these on my desk, like I would have to scroll through my phone back months or even years to
Mhm.
even find that photo. Whereas, like, it's just sitting on my desk and I can enjoy it and see it every day. And so I think that's really cool that you guys do offer both of those options, which is awesome. Okay, so a little challenge here. What would you say to a couple who doesn't think they need a photo booth at their wedding? Or if they have an alternative like doing disposable cameras or something like that?
Uh, to answer the disposable camera part, uh, we think that those are a great thing. We have nothing against that at all. I think that they're very different, right? So kind of what Heather mentioned a few minutes ago about when we're operating the photo booth, we stay with the photo booth, right? So we're not like a portable photo booth. So it's a stationary object. Um, that being said, you have two perspectives, right? You have the perspective of different areas and events during the wedding with a disposable camera, which I think is super cool. Um, the only downside to that is that the guest doesn't see that at the end, right? So they don't know what they did. They don't know if any of the film will be developed. I think sometimes too, it could be. Uh, I don't want it to say like a negative. It's not what I want it to be. But like a lot of the film may not be used because if you have like 20 cameras, one per table, and you've got 20 shots, that's a lot of film that you're going to have to develop if they even go through all of it. Where for us at least, you're going to get that printout. We can kind of animate people a little bit and get them more activated to having fun, to where you don't necessarily just see somebody taking a quick picture and they're just kind of sitting like, all mopey. So I feel like there's variation. There's nothing against them. We like them. So like as a couple, for us, it's fantastic. Again, for your aspect though, you don't have that keepsake to take with you, which again is kind of the biggest thing that what we like and what we do with it.
Yeah. You know what? A photo booth isn't for every wedding, and that's okay. And I think that, you know, consider it as an option. One thing too, just to consider like your guest, right? So like if you have a wedding and there's a lot of underage kids there, they've got to have something to do. So you've either got to have games, you got to have a photo booth, you got to have something for their entertainment. And not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's something to consider. And I talk to a lot of couples that are just like, well, I don't know. I don't know if anybody will use it. And I'm like, they'll use it. Like if it's there and the DJ's announcing and we're telling them to come over, like typically the first, I would say 15 to 20 minutes until they see the first person go into the booth, no one's touching the booth. And we always like try to be like, come here, come here, come here. You can come here, you can test it out. And then they look at the props and like, I have a prop that says 50 Shades of Cray Cray or Cupid Psycho. And I'm telling you, every husband, every spouse, every boyfriend will be like, here, this one's for you. And
That's
I just
so
start
funny.
cracking up laughing. But I mean, I think the props draw their attention. And I think it really gets people kind of excited and just relaxed. There's a time and a place for, you know, being a little bit more conservative. And then there's a time during the reception and cocktail hour where you can let loose and have fun.
100%.
And, it's not for everybody, but I think everybody should at least consider it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I think that's such a great point is like having the keepsake, having the memento, having the take home is something that you're not going to get with a disposable camera. And, it's like people can take the photos and then on your disposable camera, you're going to go on your honeymoon and then you're left with all these cameras. And then you're like, okay, when am I going to actually like take them to get developed or send them in somewhere or go to CVS or whatever to get them all printed. And then you're right. Like the guests may not ever see those photos unless you like scan them and like upload them somewhere. Like, I don't know, take a photo of them on your iPhone to send out. But like, you're right. Like, I think it's so cool to just have that strip of photo booth that makes it super classic and fun. And it's like an instant gratification too. Like with a disposable camera, you have to wait to to get the photos back too. Which again, you said you like them too. I like them too. And it's and the look of them can be cool as well. But like even with what you guys do, I've noticed like in your photo booths, the lighting is so good. I'm like every time I'm in your photo booth, I'm like, I'm looking pretty good here. Like you got the ring light going and it's just like the angles are all right. And it's like, you guys know how to set it up and make people look good on your camera. And like, you even have done like little adjustments here and there to be like, okay, wait, let's like do this to make sure it's looking good. And so, you guys know what you're doing and it's awesome to just like have your expertise at a wedding like that, like live in person. Like you said, you're there manning the booth the whole time and having fun with people and interacting with them, which is really cool. I love that so much. Okay, if you could have any celebrity step into one of your photo booths, who would it be and why?
So we actually just talked about this a couple weeks ago, and I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, I don't know that I have anybody that I would want. And then Heather just said,
I just go, Dolly. Absolutely. 100%
and I was
hands
like,
down.
well,
Dolly
duh,
Parton.
duh.
And he's like, oh. And I was like, why is that even a question? Like, absolutely. If Dolly came to our booth, oh my gosh, it would be fantastic. I feel like she would love Georgia so
Mm.
much. Like,
Yes.
I just feel like that would be her vibe. But
Oh,
and
yeah.
we've got plenty of props. I guess I need to have a 9 to 5 prop.
Oh, that would be cool.
A
Get some
puppet
Dolly
picture.
props going there. Could do like one with a little wig with her big hair, you
Yes,
know? Like I can
yes.
picture it. I see it. It's so good. That is awesome. Oh my gosh. I mean, we're in Nashville. You never know. She could be at one of the weddings or events that you guys do. That'd be
Yes.
so
I hope so. That'd
cool.
be awesome.
I mean,
Let's make
yeah,
that
I think
happen. Let's find a way
right?
to get this done. I
Dolly, if
feel
you're
like it's
watching.
what the degrees of Kevin Bacon. I'm like, someone's got to know someone who's got to know someone who has a connection to
Absolutely.
Dolly, right?
Yes,
Oh,
hands down, Dolly
Mhm.
Parton all the way. Love what she's done and who she is as a person, and yeah, she's great. I think she would absolutely love the photo booth.
oh yeah, she totally would. That's so awesome. I love it so much. Ah, so as we close out, is there anything else that you guys want to share? And then maybe just like share where we can find you online too.
Um, I feel like the best place right now is for us is mostly our website, which would be instaburstphotos.com. For social, just kind of gathering fun things behind what we do for certain events. It's definitely going to be at Instagram and Facebook at instaburstphotos.com. Um, yeah, those are probably the mainstream ones that we use right now. Um, anything that you,
I mean, we're available, so
yeah.
reach out. If you have a date
Yeah.
or something, just reach out. If I'm available, I'll get you in.
Yeah.
We'll sign you up.
Love it. I love that so much. And what you guys are doing is just so unique to our market here in Nashville and so unique for, I mean, it's like such a surprise element if you have the Shasta, if you have Jasper, Georgia at a wedding. Like, what a fun surprise for all of your guests. And I know, like, so many couples that I talk to day in and day out, they're always like, what is like something fun that I can do like entertainment wise for, you know, during our reception or something that would surprise people or, you know, and it's like InstaBurst photos, like book one, the VW bus or the Shasta, like that'd be so fun for your guests. So, I love it. Thank you guys so much for just like sharing all about your business and all about your memories and just how you help couples. It's so cool. And like Heather said, they're available. Go and book them. We'll get all their information in the show notes. So make your way over there, click the link, and set up a consultation with them and see if you guys can make it happen. So this was
Absolutely.
so cool. Well, thank you guys again for taking the time today. This was so fun. And I can't wait to see you at another event soon.
Yeah, thank you
Thank
so much for
you.
having us. First and
Of
foremost,
course.
we really had a good time, and we're happy to spread the word and joy of
Yeah,
what a photo booth is and does, and go from there.
totally. Love it. Well, thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Thank
See
you.
you. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
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 There you have it, another episode of the Wedding Reporter podcast. To see those gorgeous wedding and engagement photos, head over to NashvilleBrideGuide.com for more behind the scenes content. And if you like this episode, I would so appreciate it if you would rate and subscribe the show. See you next time for another great episode.